you have to be in these stocks when they're hot, and then you have to be willing to get off. Pull up a DCGD. So you can either wait for these perfect plays, but you'll probably be bored and lose your mind in the meantime.
I say that ticker backwards every time too. And
yeah, I
know.
do.
I do it every time too.
So this one is more typical in penny stock land, where you get like a one-day spiker, and then it usually spikes a lot and then comes down. This one,
let me show the 2-day chart real quick. So yeah, just for reference, I mean, this is yesterday. Actually, I think we were speaking roughly at the same time. I mean, this stock went from 20 cents to 60 cents in an hour yesterday afternoon. So, 150% move or more in an hour yesterday.
And so on this one, it actually finished right at the highs. I thought that there was a good chance at a morning spike today. I had a small position overnight, roughly 9,000 shares, actually exactly 9,000 shares. So I had like a $4,500 position. It gapped up and spiked a little bit, but it was a weak breakout. Remember, this stock is already up from 20 cents. So for me, I locked in profits right near the market open. A lot of people say, Tim, you always sell too soon, it could keep going. Maybe it could, but I made roughly $450 on this one too. So I'm making 400, 500, locking it in. This stock is down. I'd be down like 300 now if I was still holding. So I like trading like a sniper. I like taking a few $100s. Oftentimes I do sell too soon. Understand that. But, again, you have to understand my strategy and my mentality. If it keeps going, fantastic. That means I'm, more on the right track. But on this one, I can be wrong about the second day spike, but because I play it so safely and because I have a small position, I can get out. That's the beauty of taking a small position. This stock has traded 4 million shares so far in 3 hours, but I had 9,000 shares. So I want to trade volatile stocks that trade millions of shares in a day, and I can get in and out for my little profits.
And I think this is a great setup. Even though it only spiked a few cents, he did lock in the profit, but this is a great setup because I love clear, obvious type setups. So what this does, it spikes midday, closes at the high of the day. His trade was to gap this stock. It's an OTC stock, sketchy stock for sure. But these stocks that tend to close at the end of the day tend to gap up. And then the great thing is, when they go red, you're done. You're out. It's really clearly defined what to do with this stock. So I love clear stocks. If you're in an OTC stock that was up 150% on no news and it goes red the next day, you gotta get out. So there's no, justifying, there's no bag holding, it's time to move on.
And this one's actually holding up. It's only down a few pennies on the day. I actually thought that it would drop more.
Yeah. I was hoping for that morning panic.
There were some shares to short. A few people, shorted in the 50s. When you see one of these penny stocks failed to break out convincingly, like technically it did break out this morning, but just by like 2 or 3 cents. That's not very convincing when yesterday it was up 140%. So when it basically failed to break out today, you can short those failed breakouts. And I have a lot of students who like to short. And you short 10,000 shares at like 55 cents. It's now at 45 cents. That's $1,000. And this is what is possible with this strategy.
And short. Now that the proverbial music is stopped, if you have the right broker and you can hold this multiple days, that's where you really get paid on the short side. Because, again, this thing, odds are, this is what I always like to do when you're thinking about shorting these types of stocks. Put this ticker in your calendar like a month from now. And now you got to have the right broker, you got to have the borrows. But odds are, if you look at this stock on, August 3rd or 23rd, it'll probably be, back to a penny, or back to or 5 cents or whatever.
And Interactive Brokers has had shares to short of stocks like this. I think they had shares to short this morning.
Oh, really? Okay.
My student Tim Lento loves shorting, big multi-day or one-day spikers. And then he holds for several weeks, several months. He's made $250,000. Nothing huge, but again, it adds up. And this is kind of high odds trading where, again, the rest of the world doesn't touch penny stocks. They laugh at like a few $100s or a few $1,000s. And here we are, we're literally just picking up like $100 bills more times than not. Understand I could be wrong at any time. It is dangerous to short any of these stocks, especially under $1. They can keep going. But again, if you have that kind of sniper mentality where you just want to make a small gain, but you're taking a high odds pattern with a high odds setup, and you take a small gain, it works more times than not. And when you're wrong, you just cut losses quickly.
So
It comes down to discipline. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people are up $500 or $1,000, then they're like, oh, this is easy. Let me try to make $2,000. And then the stock crashes and they lose, $2,000. So you really need to, have the right mindset. And that's why I love teaching. Most traders don't have the right mindset. They get too greedy when they're up a lot and they don't take profits. They get too scared when they're down a little and they don't cut their losses quickly. This is very much a psychological game, and it's really a battle of you versus yourself. Do we have a question in the back there?
What was your signal to buy on the DCGD stock?
DCGD, so this was yesterday's just biggest percent winner, and we've been seeing a lot of these piece of crap stocks spike. So I look for a piece of crap that's spiking, and I buy it.
And I mean, and again, I kind of know how Tim's brain works, but I mean, you can see that big candle is yesterday's candle. It was a breakout, it was high volume, and it was the biggest percent gainer closing at or around the high of the
The
day.
key is that you want it to close high because then it's, kind of within shooting distance of a breakout,
Yep.
which, did happen today, but it was just very weak. I don't want to just buy any stock that's spiking. A lot of penny stock traders do that. If you just buy any stock, more times than not, they'll come down. So ideally, I want a catalyst. This one actually had an SEC filing. I didn't even get a chance to make a video lesson on it last night, but you can look up the SEC filings on this company. There's actually a guy who manages $1 billion, $1.15 billion to be exact, who's now basically the sole operator of this company. And the SEC filing just went live yesterday. So there was a catalyst, no press release, which is probably why it's fading today. Most people don't read the SEC filings, but here is the SEC filing. And you can see that they're changing the name and the trading symbol down below to GRN Holdings.
Okay.
And if you do a Google search on GRN Holdings, you go to GRN Funds, you see who he is. You see that he's been consolidating a lot of marijuana companies. He manages $1.15 billion. So I'm not just trading any penny stock. I want there to be some kind of story that can spread on the message boards. And if you do a social media search for DCGD, everyone's sharing that SEC filing. Everyone's talking about what is this guy, Costello, it's his name, Justin Costello, I think. What is he going to do with this now that he's in control? He's got the $1.15 billion. He wants to consolidate more marijuana companies. So it's an interesting type of situation. And that's what I'm looking for. Percentage gain, catalyst, the ability to hold near its highs. And on this one, frankly, I was wrong. It did not break out today, but because I took such a small size and because I have the right sniper mentality, I could sell into the market open, where there's a lot of people who aren't meticulous. They don't know about first green day. They just read about the news or they read about the move overnight. They put in their buy order right at the market open. This is the majority of penny stock traders. The vast majority of penny stock traders are untrained, degenerate gamblers. If you go to Vegas, they're playing the fucking penny slots.
So on that note, so this is a cool feature of StocksToTrade. You can filter by ticker for Twitter, and Twitter's useful. And Tim, I kind of, the way you disparage these guys.
I'm not disparaging them. I love degenerate gamblers.
Hercules says multi-dollars soon. Justin is about to drop the big hammer. This guy thinks it's consolidating right now, Tim. It looks like it's found the floor. Next move up, huge. Are you doubting love that jazz underscore?
I love that jazz guy. But no, most of these are promoters, bots, insiders, manipulators, degenerate gamblers.
Filings are being prepped to stop sign for the stop sign to be lifted. They're preparing filings according to this guy.
I'm excited for those. No, I mean, pretty much everyone on here, if you actually could see who they are, they're like some acne-faced guy living in their mom's basement, creating 47 different Twitter accounts. And buying, 5,000 shares because they can't even afford more than 2,000.
Well, this guy just said he put his beer money into DCGD.
He put his beer money in?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Well, that's all the money he has.
Yeah, laughing hard at the idiot selling beer money LMFAO. He's long DCGD, baby.
And yet it's down 21%. So he should drink the beer instead of spending it on this stock. Like, you have to be in these stocks when they're hot, and then you have to be willing to get off. That's part of the reason why I talk about degenerate gamblers. I put it down. It's kind of funny when you actually, look at this niche, but at the same time, it also just helps you understand what you're trading. We're not investing in this company. I don't care if Justin Costello manages $1 billion or $10 billion. I'm in it for the price action. I'm in it for the play, and then I'm out. Hey, Tim Sykes, millionaire mentor and trader. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope that they help you. I want to share everything that I've learned over the years. You can check out more videos right over there. And also click subscribe so that you can watch all of these videos, get that knowledge, and become my next millionaire student.